Rick, you old son of a gun, what do you think you're doing? Retiring?
Rick, we're going to miss you. Just about the time the boys in Leicester learned how to pronounce your name, you're leaving us.
Rick, congratulations on this new transition in life. It is truly a pleasure to say thank you so very much for your leadership.
Rick Lutovsky is probably the consummate chamber executive. Met a lot of folk in my life, but Rick fills the bill better than anyone. I was pleased to have been a part of the group that hired Rick 10 years ago. Our chamber and our community are better off for the good work that Rick has done here. Someone asked me one day, said, why is Rick such a strong individual? And I always remember the story he tells about growing up in North Dakota, what a hearty soul he is. Looks the role of a chamber exec, acts the role of a chamber exec. He is an outstanding chamber exec. We're going to miss him.
Rick, of course, you know I was the chairman at the time we were looking for a new CEO. I'd like to thank you for all the work you've done here at this chamber. And I want to share a little story with you as well. As we were first searching for a new CEO, I thought the light at the end of the tunnel that I saw earlier was dimming. But once we selected you, I reevaluated that, and you were my light at the end of the tunnel. And with your breadth of knowledge and experience and interest in Asheville.
I served on the search committee that hired Rick Lutovsky. And the reason I was so interested in having him was that I knew he'd grown up on the North Dakota-Canada border. And he told all these stories about the winter. So after hearing that, I knew he was tough enough to take the job as head of the Asheville Chamber.
You have been marvelous for our community. I sincerely appreciate all that you've done to make Asheville truly a great place to live, work, and of course to play. I want to say thank you for the collaboration that you've developed between the City of Asheville and the Chamber of Commerce. You've truly made a difference in our community. You've built a foundation that's really going to take us to the next dimension in economic development, health and human services, as well as just general relationship skills.
You've been a great leader for the Chamber. We've enjoyed having you. You encouraged people, you nurtured people, you cared about the big businesses, the little businesses.
The legacy that I think Rick leaves here is how much he took care of both big and small business in Asheville. And that's the Chamber membership is comprised of a lot of small and big businesses. I am a small business owner, and I felt that he really respected me individually and as a small business owner, and I also saw him taking care of the big businesses too, which is a very important thing.
I was one of the two co-chairmen of the Advantage Asheville campaign that raised the money for our new chamber building. And we're here in that building today, and it's a wonderful tribute to Rick, because when he came, we had most of the money for the building, but not all of the money for the building. And so when he was hired, then we told him that it was going to be his responsibility to raise the money and finish the building, which he has done, and it's an incredible improvement for not only for our chamber, but for Asheville and all of Western North Carolina.
And remember, Rick, when you came, we were talking about a new building. And we were talking about something in the neighborhood of $6 million, and we were all concerned as to whether or not we would be able to pull it off. Remember the day when we were in the old boardroom, the old chamber building, and we were in need of additional dollars, and we started calling people. And at the end of the day, we'd made our budget. Exciting day for all of us. And now we stand in the new building that we're all so proud of. Thanks, Rick, for your good work.
And then the best thing of all to me was that you had the experience to come and lift us up and finally get this chamber building completed that we're standing in now, which I was really proud of, and it took a hard work on your behalf and on behalf of the staff, and of course support from the community. And I really want to thank you for that.
I also have admired Rick over the years because of his running regimen. He's one of the great runners I've ever known, and in fact, I think one of the reasons our economy has done so well in Asheville is because of the number of running shoes he's purchased at the local shoe stores.
Rick's been an incredible supporter of the YMCA of Western North Carolina since his arrival here about 10 years ago. He's been a committed board member, huge supporter, both financially, from a time standpoint. He and his wife, Jana, have been wonderful supporters of the Y, and we've been real blessed to have them as part of our organization.
I want to say thank you so very much personally for encouraging me to take my step out in the world of 5Ks. I want to say it's only you. It's because of you that I've run 2 5Ks and I'm about to do my 3rd, and it's because of you believing in me. So thank you so very much for your leadership, not only at the Chamber of Commerce, but within the city of Asheville.
But what I want to talk about is how you treated me. The encouragement you've given me on the Chamber Challenge is hard to describe. I am not in the best shape in the world, and Rick asked me to run in it. And Rick was so encouraging. He said, "David, you can do it. I'll pace you the whole way." Well, now Rick's a marathon runner. He's run up Pikes Peak, so I knew he wasn't going to be pacing me. He'd be walking while I'm trying to get along. We did finish the run, or the walk for him, and I had a great time. But I think that experience with Rick kind of had 3 things he has. He's very compassionate for people, he's very supportive, and he's a very kind man. He's brought the Chamber to new heights. We're going to miss him.
We're all going to miss Rick for a lot of reasons, not only what he's done for the Chamber, which has been incredible, but for what he's done for our community.
Thank you so very much for who you are. You have always been a blessing to me, and you're going to be a greater blessing to our community as you retire. Again, thank you so very much for your leadership.
I have enjoyed every day that I've been in Asheville over the last 10 years. When I made the decision to come here, it was more about the community than it was about the job. Asheville is a great place, and not just because we're ranked high on almost any rating that you see, but there's something intangible here as well, and it starts with the people. I've enjoyed working here. I've enjoyed living here even more. And when I complete my career at the Chamber, Jana and I will continue to make our home here.